for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I had to put my own cover on because, sometime you never know. Oh, I got that soft seat now. I got the seat that no matter when you sit in it, no matter where you set it, it just poops back down. Okay. Hold on a second. I got to go over here. I got to walk around here and walk all the way over here. I got to switch it out. I used to think there was joy being short. Now I kind of, wish I was short. I started growing too fast. And when you grow too fast, I think I grew between my sophomore and junior year of high school. I was about 5'5" in a minute. And then I went to about 5'11". like over the summer. It was bad. It was really bad. It's sort of the way it is now with me because I'm losing weight. Nothing fits. So is it better to have nothing? So I guess I'll go out on a limb and ask Zach. Is it better if my clothes are too big or too tight? I wonder which. Which one you think? Too big, Zach, or too tight?
Too big.
Too big? Okay. That's worse or better? That's better?
Better.
Okay, so, because most of my clothes are becoming too small, so they're too big. I'm sorry, I'm becoming smaller, so they're too big. And depending on how you think about it, you can look really weird. 833-212-1017 is the number. Always stream and watch us live on YouTube and 1017thetruth.com. You never, ever miss a show. Just subscribe and do the notification bell thing, and everything will be great. Or you can just download the Truth app and listen to us 24 hours a day. And if you're not doing that, something's wrong with you, because if you miss something on one show, you could pick it up on another show, and then all of a sudden, everything is copacetic. Why is that? Because it's all about how you think. And I've been having some thoughts. So I told you, I just came back from Miami, and in the fall, I was in Texas, and I like to go to Arizona. So I've been trying to figure out a few things. I've been kicking around, see, it's like this. From everywhere I sit, every winter in this city has the same conversation with me. When I first moved here from Chicago, I got the same thing. January hit, the wind off Lake Michigan smacks you in the face, the sun disappears for January, February, and March. 2, 3, 4, 5 days, sometimes 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time. And then I say to myself, right, that foreign thing, I'm thinking about becoming a snowbird. Now, you know what a snowbird is? If you don't know what a snowbird is, you know what a snowbird is? I didn't say snow bunny. I said snowbird. A snowbird is somebody that lives in a northern state like Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, but spends winter months in warmer places like Florida and Arizona. Did I say Florida? And Arizona and Texas. Usually they go south around October 1st, come back April 1st when the snow melts and there's no snow. So let's be honest. Wisconsin winters really make you think about it. They just made me think about it. I just left 60, 75-degree weather and came back to 22-degree weather. But before I pack up and head to Florida or Texas or Arizona, wherever, let's look at it honestly, because this is a decision that I'm trying to make, and I need you to help me. Because there are 3 good reasons why you should become a Milwaukee Snowbird. Make sense? And it's 3 good reasons why I should stay right where I am. So first, why should I become a snowbird? Well, my body will thank me. Winter in Wisconsin is cold, is dark, and is long. You got no sunshine. So if I go to where there's sunshine and warm weather, like that's the number one reason why people become snowbirds. Because when you spend time where it's warm, your life changes. For months, you walk outside. You just go outside more. Your joints don't ache the same way. But here's the key part. You are not shoveling snow at 6:30 in the morning wondering, why aren't I a snowbird and why do I still live here? And if you think about it, peace of mind sometimes is worth a plane ticket. Number 2, it could be a lifestyle upgrade. You move into a community that's designed for seasonal residents, so they watch it when you're not there. You got pools, you got golf courses, you got fitness centers, you got social events, you got theater. And instead of spending winter trapped in the house looking at Netflix, you can play cards, you can walk on the beach, meet new people from all over the country, because everybody named Mama gets out of cold places for warmth. And it's not for being retired. It's not just travel. If you really think about it, it's a social life reboot. You get to meet new people. And then third, sometimes it's actually good for your mental health. We've been talking about Milwaukee. I was talking about it yesterday. I was talking about all the issues and the problems and the black community is doing. And sometimes winter is depressing. Sky is gray, early sunset. It affects your mood, your motivation. When I stepped off the plane and hit the sun and the warmth, everything changes. And there's a reason why people chase the sun. Sometimes your spirit tells you, hey, you need to get up out of here. However, because it ain't always about beach and margaritas and wine and all that. Here's the reasons why I'm thinking not to become a snowbird. Number one, money. It's expensive. It's glamorous until your rent comes due. Travel, rent, or having a second home, insurance, everyday costs, food. A single snowbird season, 6 months, can cost you around $10,000, $20,000, if not more. And I'm not talking about vacation money. I'm talking about your lifestyle, because you got to have the same lifestyle in both places. So if you're not financially prepared, let me repeat that. If I'm not financially prepared, sunshine is going to get really expensive versus watching Netflix for, I don't know, $10, $14, $20 a month. Number two, you can become disconnected from home. So Wisconsin and Illinois has been home for me. I can't go, hey, I can go home. And it's 11 minutes after the hour, and 11 minutes after the next hour, I could be in Illinois. Can't do that. If I leave 4, 5, 6 months out the year, I lose birthdays, family gatherings, church events, community work, being on a commission, working with the fraternity, the Masons. And after a while, instead of living one full life, I have 2 halves of a life. Now, granted, tax-wise, no state tax, living 51% or more in that state, I'm good. But Milwaukee is cold. But it's also home. And then the other thing you got to realize is grass isn't always greener. Everybody dreams about Florida in January. But talk to people in August. The heat is brutal. Humidity is bad. And it was kind of humid when I was there. And it was only February. And they don't get blizzards. They don't get tornadoes. They get hurricanes. Florida people will tell you you don't have to shovel sunshine, but you might sweat through it. And then you realize nowhere is perfect. So from where I sit, the question isn't whether Milwaukee snowbirds are right or wrong or me leaving is right or wrong. The question is, what kind of life do I want? Some people need sun, which I do. Some people love the seasons, which I do. Some people leave Milwaukee every winter, which I try to do like every other week, if not every other month. And some people stay because the city, cold and all, is where their roots are. And Milwaukee is a great city, but here it is. Whether you go south for the winter, or if I stay right here, I can't just survive my life. I got to design it. I got to build it. Because what it came down to is sunshine really isn't only a place. Sometimes it's a mindset.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth. coming with straight truth.
One can invest their whole life and effort in helping the community, and sometimes they don't get nothing back. But you know what? You keep on going with it, okay? God bless you. Happy upcoming Father's Day. And hang on in there, and Tori, don't worry about what nobody say about you, because they're going to talk about you anyway, because they can't do what you do.
Catch the Tori Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update on the new 101.7 The Truth.
The City Conference Boys Championship game did not disappoint last weekend. In the Gold Division title game, the two-time defending conference champs, the Milwaukee Juno Pioneers, went toe-to-toe with the Milwaukee Hamilton Wildcats. This game was a back-and-forth battle, but the Pioneers made the plays down the stretch to pull out a 76-72 win behind a great performance of Gonzaga recruit and junior player Dooney Johnson, who dropped 28 points in the victory. And in the Blue Division, the Golden Meyer Owls did what they have done all year long in conference play, is just win, as they defeated the Audubon Cardinals 87-79 behind a strong performance from their senior guard Caleb Colbert, clinching the Blue Division crown. And lastly, in the White Division, the Bayview Redcats left no doubt cruising past the Vincent Vikings 90-64 to win the White Division Conference Tournament.
This has been your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee.
Hey y'all, it's 101.7 The Truth's Rhea Riley for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. Skip the sterile clinical office feel. Sweet Talk stays on the cutting edge of beauty and wellness innovations in a vibrant, playful space promoting self-love and confidence. Sweet Talk specializes in a range of treatments, including injectables, medical-grade skincare, weight loss, hormone therapies, and more. Not sure where to start? Sweet Talks offers comprehensive wellness consultations to create a customized plan centered around you. Because at Sweet Talks, your goals are their goals. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Everybody loves the sunshine. Sunshine.
Yeah. Everybody loves the sunshine. Hey.
Sunshine.
Watch this.
Folks get down in the sunshine.
But this is the part right here.
Sunshine. Yeah.
Look.
Folks get brown in the sunshine.
That's what they always want. Always want to get brown. I hate you. I hate your lifestyle. I hate what you talk about, but I sit in the sun so I can have skin that looks like yours. 833-212-1017 is the number. Al, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. What's going on today?
Well, what I would say, if I was you, I will move and run like hell. It's time for someplace that's new. You got good weather. You ain't that far from Paradise Valley. Because sometimes this place can be depressing. So try something new. You can always come visit.
Al, I agree with you, but you got to drop sometimes. It's always depressing.
Yeah, so I would just go start out. Change is good. And sometimes you have to be uncomfortable to win.
So why are you still here?
You didn't work. Well, I have my mother here and my father now. When my father dropped dead, I'm gone.
Wow.
Wow. But right now I'm just here because of my family. But otherwise, I'll be somewhere else.
Right.
Just go. It's good weather. You don't got to deal with all the chaos. You don't got to deal with all the excuses. Hey, they can send a postcard. They can visit. Deuces, and if you get, you always can fly back or drive back, but I will go. New, fresh, young ideas. Some people are stuck. They don't want to go. They don't want to settle. You don't have to be that. You can send them a postcard. Live your life.
All right.
That's
Thank you much. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
So here's the issue. Cops retire and they move. You know why cops retire and move? They retire and move because they know where all the players are here. I can look at people, that's a criminal, that's possibly a criminal, that's probably not a criminal. You know the names, you know the families, you know all the north side, south side, west side, downtown, east side. You know all the players. And sometimes you move because what? You don't know the players. I've gone other places and said, hey, where you work at? Oh, I work for Phoenix PD. Really? Okay. That's what's up. So what you doing? I'm retiring. I said, what you doing? I'm moving. I said, where you moving? They said, Indiana. I was like, you're moving to the cold? He goes, yeah.
What?
And I said, why? He said, well, because, the people around here and all the criminals and all this. And you realize that you go where you don't know the players. And when you can go somewhere where you don't know the players, life is better. You don't have to question, where's this person going and where's he coming from? What's she doing out there in that car? What's there? Why is the music? You don't have none of that. You don't know who they are. They walk past you. You say hello. You don't say hello and go, did that person speak to me because I arrested them years ago? Or are they staring at me because that's Dr. Ken from 101.7 The Truth? Or are they going, that's Dr. Ken from Concordia University? Or are they going, that's that fool that arrested me and I should get him? See, I don't know. I don't know which one it is. When I go somewhere else, Texas, Arizona, Florida, I don't really have that problem. I just don't have that problem. I guess that'll be my first poll question of the day. Should I move? Should I be a snowbird? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let me know. 833-212-1017. You can hit me on the talking text line. You can call, or you can hit us on the YouTube chat. Speaking of the YouTube chat, let me go check and see. Let me go in here and take attendance because, sometimes y'all be late. Sometimes y'all be faking it. Let me see. SE was first again. SE was first again. Hey, what's up, SE? Kwanda, what's going on? I see you here. Let me see. Let me move this poll out the way. Y'all need to take the poll. Should I stay or go? She said 4 o'clock is when the intro starts. Should play. You should be ready to greet us with your presence, not you coming in. Well, here's the problem. Tori Loesch does this show before me, which means I have roughly 3 minutes to set up before the show starts. And you can't set up in 3 minutes. That's why you'll see me setting up and bringing my stuff in and all that. So there you go. Ooh. Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real, Dr. Ken, you went from MIB to a hoodie in black, the change up. Yeah. I just kind of dress how I feel. I was feeling kind of down today, so, She said, I'm popping off today because this time Friday I'll be in the middle of the ocean somewhere. And she threw up the prayer. So I get it. You going on a cruise or you just going to drift away off of Miami? into the Caribbean. I don't know. Wow. Quanda said, you look, but look at your comment, sincere, running real. Ooh. And all your mishaps from stopping through Miami over the weekend because you didn't connect with me. But I'm just saying, but I was in Tampa anyway. So then why would you say that? Why would you say that? Anyway. Cherie said, I can think of 1,000 reasons to come to Snowbird. It's time to go. Yeah, it is. Terrain said, look, sir, look like the weather this weekend. You might change your mind this weekend. Don't leave yet. Quanda said, that's exactly what DT did. And your body will love you forever, especially when you know your body can't take the brutal winter temperatures. But I can, and that's part of our problem. I've withstood 44 below zero. Like once I'm layered, I can be outside for hours. Quanda said the hottest month is August. Yes, it is. I was in Arizona. It was 113, and then it peaked to like 130, and then came back down. So I'm just saying. Crystal said, my neighbors, an elderly couple, had a huge RV, and every November they headed down south where they had family. I want to say Texas or Arizona. They lived in the RV. I'm not living in an RV. I'll get an apartment, but I'm not living in an RV. I am not shoveling snow, doing maintenance, fixing roofs and windows, and buying boilers and hot water heaters. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Now everybody talking about they would love an RV. You got to pay for it. Carly Q said, good afternoon, Ken. Hey, what's up? Quanda said, decisions, and I'm sure you'll make the best one for you and your family. No, I'm making the best one for me. They can come if they want to. I'm already getting an apartment in Arizona. So I already told my wife, told my kids, y'all want to come visit? Come on. That's my man cave. I don't have a man cave at my house. I might have a man cave in Arizona. It's going to be a studio. Y'all can come fill it up with everybody in the family if you want to. When I want to go chill, get some writing done, go hang out, clear my brain, I can just get on the plane. Did that rhyme? Clear my brain, get on the plane? Anyway. Somebody said I struggle with confidence after all did. So okay, whatever. Quanda said I'm hood preaching today. Really? Wait a minute. Bruh. Okay. Now I'm hood preaching. Quanda said,
pun gun.
But it's not you, and you figure out rather sooner or later if you want to go trust and believe that for yourself. Oh, I know that. But I'm still torn because I do so much stuff here. And I'm slowly unwinding all that stuff. You know, like I'm not doing that anymore. People get mad. Oh, we want you to do. I'm not doing that. Oh, we want you. Like I'm at a point now, and I think I said it before by phone, right? But if you want to take let me take a side note. The poll, should I become a snowbird, yes or no? That's what I want to know. My phone says, hi, you've reached the number of, leave a brief but detailed message of what you want, and I will call you back. So when people call me and say, hey, I was just giving you a call, check in, and I want you to call me back, I'm not calling you back because you didn't give me a detailed message. People are like, you didn't call me back. You didn't leave a detailed message. Hey, it's me calling, call me back. I'm not calling you back. That's a waste of my time if I got to call and then listen to you tell me what you want, and then I can or can't do it. I'll know that beforehand. I'll call you back with either the information you want and what you need, or to tell you, no, I can't. But what I'm not going to do is call all these people back to do that. I digress. Crystal said, I agree with that. I recently moved back to my hometown after being gone for 20 years, and I'm starting to regret it. Well, Crystal, where'd you move from? Where'd you move from? She said she liked being gone from here. But why didn't you stay gone? You should have stayed gone. You should have stayed gone. Wow. People are like, I voted yes. So I voted yes. There's this random person in here saying all kind of nonsense. So I'm going to just skip that person. Just like you went around your whole weekend to set up like something to end up saying you're in Milwaukee. Well, yeah, because it's nobody's business when I leave town. Sometimes I'm not on the air and I'm in town. Most of the time I'm here. When I'm not on the air, that doesn't mean I'm not in town. But when I travel, I don't tell nobody I travel till afterwards. They make you say, it's hot as a firecracker in Arizona. Yeah, it is. Crystal said, that is where I would want to go, Arizona. I want to be there for I want to go there for a vacation. I really want to see the Red Rock formations. So what you want to do is, if you go, stay in the West Valley. Don't stay in the East Valley. East Valley is expensive as all get out. West Valley is expensive too, but West Valley is more middle class, down home, get to hang out in an entertainment district, get to do stuff. It's really nice, really nice. Quanda said, yes, become a snowbird. And the humidity is even worse, very dry heat. But there's no humidity in Arizona. It's just dry heat. So if you got a hat, some sunglasses, and a T-shirt, you straight. Now, people in Arizona, the business I would want to own in Arizona is air conditioning for your car and house. They've got to make money just like in you ever been to San Francisco, Zach? So San Francisco is all hills. So you know what? Every other block has a brake repair shop. Because if your brakes go out, you're dead. So if I was in Arizona, I'd own something with air conditioning. But anyway, I'm just saying. Crystal say, thanks for the tip, Dr. Ken. Quanda said, and the same reason I told you I was in Tampa after I was back home safe. So stop playing with me. Anybody playing with you? What's wrong with you? Y'all done lost y'all mind. 833-212-1017 is the number. Ann said, I might like South Carolina. The problem with that is you said the word South. I'm not moving south. You know why I'm not moving south? Because everybody I know is moving south. Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Florida, I'll consider. I don't need homeschooling. My children are grown. But in the end, the bottom line, I'm tired of the winter. And so I'm trying to find somebody that'll do snow removal, lawn maintenance, together, one company. Snow removal, lawn maintenance. Cut my grass, trim my bushes, keep the outside looking all sweet. I might even go, and I don't know, does anybody do this? Make your house a Airbnb when you're gone. But then I'd need a manager. And all that costs more money. So, no, I'm not doing that. After I think it all through and think about all the money, I think I'm going to just stay here. I don't know. I'm torn. But I would end up giving myself a 7 or 8% raise just by virtue of not paying state taxes. So that's an option to you. That's an option. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. There's a poll in the YouTube chat as to whether or not I should go. I don't know why I put it in the YouTube chat. I should have used Google or something and had you text me and get the link and take the poll, because otherwise, it's just YouTube, people. But that's why you need to stream and watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. And then you can just log in and you can just chill. Hey, Lucretia, what's going on? Curly Q said Arizona is south. No, it's not. It's southwest. You got Arizona, you got Nevada, and then you got California. I'm never going to California. It's a dump. But she said the winter is even better than it used to be. Well, I don't really. Yeah, when we come back, I want to talk about this Supreme Court ruling that came out of California that is going to affect pretty much everybody in every school in the country. And so you might want to listen up. It's about transgender students. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. We'll be back. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Well, we got a little bit of a backup southbound on the bypass starting at Beloit Road, heading down through the Hale and swinging eastbound onto 894 eastbound. We got delays past 76th Street. On the westbound side, slowing down from 27th past Loomis. Westbound 94, delays now from about 17th Street all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backing up from 92nd Street all the way to Hawley Road. And southbound 43, watch for backups from North Avenue down through the Marquette all the way down to about Chase Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 40 at the lake, 45 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Finance After the Kumpo, my co-host, Tony C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside, March 27th, TALiveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Boston Celtics spoiled the return of Giannis Antetokounmpo with the Milwaukee Bucks losing 108-81 on Monday night. Antetokounmpo had 19 points with 11 rebounds in 25 minutes of action since getting injured in January. The Bucks are 8-7 during his absence. Milwaukee's lost their last 3 games, all by at least 23 points. Giannis on his minutes restriction.
Just gotta, trust the coach staff, trust the training staff, and slowly get back in rhythm and get to where I want to be.
Next up for the Bucks, they host Atlanta on Wednesday night. Tomorrow, the Wisconsin Badgers play their final home game of the regular season as they invite Maryland to the Kohl Center. And the Horizon League tournament kicks off Wednesday as well with the number 8-seeded UWM Panthers taking on 3-seeded Detroit Mercy Titans at 6 p.m. You can hear that game right here on 101.7 The Truth. This True Sports Update was brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Right here.
I'm mad about you. I'm mad about you.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. What's weather looking like right now? Right now, it's 38 degrees. Feels like 35 tonight. The low. Why don't I just move it over here so I can actually read it? The low is 26. Winds are from the east-northeast at 4 miles an hour. So, okay. Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hello? Pardon? Yeah. I'm talking to you on the air, by the way. You're not on the air, but I'm doing my radio show. So I had that because you called, so I answered the phone. So. Okay. I'll call you later. Bye. That was my daughter. So I'm one of those people that when family calls, I answer the phone.
I'm going to say, that must be your wife or something.
I don't care where I am or what I'm doing. When family calls, I answer the phone because you never know what it'll be. The mark of a person's character to me is just how I gauge people. The mark of a person's character is how they treat their family. And if you don't give your family the time of day, or if you're on Zoom and you're working from home and it's remote and it's during COVID and you're telling your kid to move away, it's important, blah, 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 and your little baby comes to you and asks you a question, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and you don't give them time because you think your boss is more important, I'll never do business with that person. That's just me. Because being a parent, you only get a limited time on this earth. Being a parent is the most important thing you could possibly do. Which leads me to this Supreme Court ruling today. The Supreme Court last night, I guess yesterday night will be last night, wouldn't it? Granted a request from a group of California parents, and this is important, to reinstate a ruling by a federal district court that prohibits schools in California from, quote, misleading parents about their children's gender presentation, and that requires schools to follow parents' instructions regarding the names and the pronouns, why you need a pronoun as a kid anyway is stupid, that children use there. In a 7-page order, the majority explained that the parents were likely to prevail on their claim that California policies violate a parent's right to freely exercise their religion and their right to direct the upbringing and education of their children. Justice Elena Kagan, joined by Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, dissented from the court's rulings, arguing that Monday's ruling shows not for the first time how our emergency docket can malfunction. That's a malfunction by giving a parent the right to control their children? That is idiotic. That makes absolutely no sense. The majority explained that parents are ultimately likely to prevail on the merits of their claim that the state's policies interfere with their right to freely exercise their religion, and the policies are subject to the most stringent constitutional test known as strict scrutiny. The majority wrote because they substantially interfere with the right of parents to guide the religious development of their children, and they cannot pass that test The majority continued despite the state's contention that the policy, get this, the policies advance a compelling interest in student safety and privacy. You're not privacy as a kid. You have a privacy as a 14-year-old. They said they cut out primary protectors of children's best interests, their parents. It most certainly did. Moreover, the majority added parents have long had primary authority with respect to the upbringing and education of their children, including the right not to be shut out of the participation in decisions of their children's mental health. And I'm adding this part, even when it's in school. Now, the people that consented, Kagan and Brown, said, it's inadequate briefing about legal issues in dispute. Well, of course you would say that because you disagree with it. You think that a school should be able to, that a kid should be able to go to school and become whatever they want to become and then not tell the parent. Now, if the kid want to go to school and become whatever they want to come, you should still have to notify the parent, hey, your kid's a boy and he comes to school and says he's a girl. Your kid's a girl and comes to school and says they're a boy. And the parent gets to say, okay, that's fine. And everybody's fine with it. Or, okay, that's not fine. Don't do that. And everybody should be okay with it. But a teacher or a principal or a school district should not be doing that. Now, this is me talking. This is one of the reasons, not transgender, but this is one of the reasons why the black community is in such a flux. We let other people tell us how to raise our children. When we got raised in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, nobody died. Kids didn't grow up to be messed up. They're messed up now because they got social media. They got other people telling them. They got algorithms telling them, no, you can't do that. You can be who you want to be. No, you can't. You can be who you want to be when you're an adult, and you decide what you want to be. Me personally, all that nonsense should be moved to like 25 years of age. And after 25, if you want to get a sex change, get it. If you want to become transgender, get it. If you want to turn your hair, no, I'm just kidding. You know, self-expression is one thing. Children ought not be able to make an irreversible change to their body. Not even at age 18, I think. I think you should wait till like 25. When your brain has fully developed and you've decided this is the life I want to live, and then you should get all the support that you need. People can disagree till they're blue in the face, but you should still be able to get the support and the resources that you need. But you can't tell somebody when their kid goes to school because I don't like your religious preference or religion, period. We just gonna skip past you. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Do you agree with SCOTUS? Do you agree with the Supreme Court of the United States, their emergency decision? I'm just saying. We have taken so much away from parents. Now, here's the flip side. Parents have given away their rights so much that their kids are running wild and acting a fool. And all the things that we ran from and pushed away from are now coming back to bite us. Well, you know, I don't want to tell my kid that's bad because they'll feel bad. I felt bad a lot growing up. Can I? Nope. Can't do it. Why? Can't afford it. I had those plastic $9.99 gym shoes from the department store. Everybody else was wearing Converse All-Stars with real rubber. Poor. But I was brought up right. Well, I think I was brought up right. Well, there's no right or wrong way. That's what the problem is. There actually is a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. There are some things that are true and some things that are not true. There's some things that are good for you. There's some things that are bad for you. And for you wonderfully young people, Gen Z and younger millennials, there are actually some things in life you should not experience ever. And your parents know that. And sometimes they'll tell you, hey, what? Don't do that. Because they know you better than you. You may not have the wherewithal to come back from it. And then some things kids are great at. And then some things it's like, don't do that. That's not going to work out. And I dare say 10, 15% of the time, parents are wrong. But then I want my child to prove me wrong. My daughter proved me wrong. Yeah, I think I want to do this. Are you sure? Yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to change my major from this to this. No, I'm going to change my major from this to this. Okay. I'll support you. Well, what if it takes more than 4 years? Then it takes more than 4 years. And with both of them, it didn't. And then my youngest was like, hey, I'm going to keep going. And when they got a master's degree. And they'll tell you, I didn't like this growing up. I didn't like that growing up. And then later they went, well, okay, you were right. And you know what my response was? Thank you. No, it wasn't. I said, I know.
The Horizon League Conference Tournament has arrived, and it is win or go home. On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers head to Michigan to take on the Detroit Mercy Titans in the first round of their conference tournament.
Panthers with another takeaway. Aguilar with numbers left to right. Stevie Elam steps into a three and buries it.
Scott Warris has the coverage Wednesday starting at 5:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
This is your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update on the new 101.7 The Truth.
The City Conference Boys Championship game did not disappoint last weekend. In the Gold Division title game, the two-time defending conference champs, the Milwaukee Juno Pioneers, went toe-to-toe with the Milwaukee Hamilton Wildcats. This game was a back-and-forth battle, but the Pioneers made the plays down the stretch to pull out a 76-72 win behind a great performance of Gonzaga recruit and junior player Dooney Johnson, who dropped 28 points in the victory. And in the Blue Division, the Golden Meyer Owls did what they have done all year long in conference play, is just win, as they defeated the Audubon Cardinals 87-79 behind a strong performance from their senior guard Caleb Colbert, clinching the Blue Division crown. And lastly, in the White Division, the Bayview Redcats left no doubt cruising past the Vincent Vikings 90-64 to win the White Division Conference Tournament.
This has been your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need the $100 hookup. This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, and tie, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the $100 hookup. And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavanis.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
I want to learn how to play the piano, and I want to learn how to play the guitar. And then when I hear the guitar, I want to learn how to play bass. But right now, I'm in my languages now, French and Spanish. I don't really like Spanish. I think I spoke enough Spanish. I'm more of a French guy, probably because it's my native language from my ancestry. So I guess I don't know. 833-212-1017 is the number. Want to remind you from our sister station, 620 WTMJ, some voters in Milwaukee will have a new polling location starting next month. New polling locations will be activated starting April 7th, 2026, spring election. That's according to the Milwaukee Election Commission. And not all voters will see a change in their location. It's only 7 polling locations that have changed that impact 14 wards across 6 automatic districts and about 9,251 voters. So they're new polling places. So why's this? Do you know your ward? No. Do you know where you're supposed? No. Do you know where? No. But what should you expect? Well, you should have received a postcard 30 days before April 7th, and today is March 3rd. So between now and Saturday, you should get a postcard that says, hey, this is where you have to vote. This is your new location, if you have a new location. They'll have the Milwaukee Election Commission logo on it, new polling place on it, just in case Democrats and Republicans decide to be foolish and let's mess it up and screw people up and do stuff. You never know, because they're both kind of stupid. So to ensure voters have accurate information, they will implement additional outreach. So check out that. You can go to myvote.wi.gov. That's what I'm saying. Myvote, MYVOTE, .wi.gov. Or just Google, where do I vote? How do I find where to vote in Wisconsin, or something like that in Google, and it'll give you the myvote.wi.gov website. You can put in your address, and it'll tell you all that information, and it should tell you who your senators and state reps in Congress, U.S. Congress and state assembly and aldermanic, county, mayor, all that stuff should be right there in front of you. You can go to the Milwaukee Election Commission website, or you can go to My Vote Wisconsin website and get it. Do it now, if but to confirm where you go vote. All right? Otherwise, I'm going to be coming after you. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, I'm going to be doing my top 5 at 5. I got some stuff that I'm going to be talking about Henrietta Lacks. I'm going to try to get to that. If not, I'll get to it tomorrow. I want to talk about an instance that I had with Aurora Credit Union. Not Aurora Credit Union. Well, it used to be Aurora Credit Union. Now it's Educators Credit Union. And I'm going to tell you about a customer service, once again, that I had. It was quite the experience. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 at 5 up next.
Need a way to hype up your day?
Hello, is this Shirley?
This is she.
Shirley, you are our Gruber 5K giveaway winner this quarter. Congratulations.
What would you do with $5,000?
Going to look at buying me a pickup truck. That will be some of my down payment.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
I love you guys.
Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
Been listening to you guys for probably a month. It's some change now, and this is one of my favorite radio shows. I'm 24, so I used to think talk shows was like an old head thing, and y'all got me hooked.
Welcome to Truth Nation. We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
A message from Tia Mori, actress and Fair Celebrity Ambassador.
Game day isn't staged. It's lived. It's the shopping, the cooking, the laughter. For families managing food allergy, that same spirit of preparation means everything. Because food allergy isn't a lifestyle. It's a serious, life-threatening disease that can change everything in a moment. But being ready changes the story. It's knowing the signs, having a plan, and carrying epinephrine everywhere life takes you. Epinephrine is the only treatment that can stop a severe food allergy reaction known as anaphylaxis. It works quickly to reverse the symptoms and can save lives. As families and friends gather for the big game, we see what community looks like. It's one built on awareness, care, and love in action. Because readiness doesn't take away the risk. It brings back the joy. When you're ready to act, you're ready to live.
Visit foodallergy.org/ready to act to learn more.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
I'm spending so much time singing to mute the theme music, I gotta remember I'm on the radio. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Remember to stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. You never miss a show. But what you really need to do is download the Truth app at 1017 The Truth, right? Download the app at the App Store or Google Play. Then you can listen to us anytime you want, every time you want, 24 hours a day. You can do the Truth app. You can do Apple Podcasts and Spotify, my favorite. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me do this because I haven't checked the talk and text line in a minute. Let me see what they're talking about. My father bought another house in Mississippi for the winter. We went away 3 months every year. From 91 to 2006, I stopped in 2000. Our main house was in Sherman Park. and the stable fence business was there. We didn't work in the winter back then. Now you work year round. Yeah, it's I'm just moving for the state taxes. Like, I'm going to give myself an 8% raise. That's not bad. For every $1,000 I get, you know what I'm saying? $80. That's not bad. But 80 times 12, that's, you know, $1,600 a year that I could put in my pocket. That can go toward rent. I'm just not going to buy anymore. If I buy, it'll be an investment. Otherwise, I'm not living there. I'm not going to be emotionally tied to it. Oh, my God, it's my house. It's the house we raised our children. I ain't really thinking about that. Crystal said, I'm answering you, but it keeps disappearing. So what keeps disappearing? What keeps disappearing? So the poll keep disappearing? Okay. Put the poll back up. I don't know how to do that, so I'm just saying. Crystal said, wow, that's so weird. I answered Dr. Ken 5 times and they all disappeared. What'd you do? Type in? Okay. Quanda says, someone probably trying to hack your account, Crystal, so I suggest you change your password ASAP. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Matter of fact, I try to change stuff once a month. Every time I think about it, I just change it. But how many things have you added and gone to and put passwords in and then don't use it anymore, and your password, your credit card, all that stuff is sitting there? Interesting. 833-212, I got to move this back over. 1017 is the number.
Number 5.
So we keep calling it a war, but I wouldn't call it a war. Not just yet. I don't think we've declared war. However, you can look at your gas price. The average gas cost for a gallon of gas went up 11 cents overnight. That's according to AAA. This from WISN.com. Cost of a barrel of Brent crude oil, the global benchmark for oil prices, rose 5.6%. And, of course, they charge you more because they want to make money on it. So oil is now at $82.10 a barrel as of 1 o'clock today. The spike comes after a 6% increase closing on last Friday to Monday morning, and by the end of the day Friday, the price was at $72 and some change. Now it's at 82. So here we go. Stocks closed slightly down before dropping significantly in the first hour of the day. By 10:30 this morning, New York time, Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 2.5%. or more than 1,000 points. S&P 500 was down 2.5%. NASDAQ down 2.7%. That's normal. That's just normal. Stock, there's a 2% sale. You should probably go buy some. No, I'm not an advisor, and I'm not giving financial advice. So there you go. Hey, I saw a story that the Milwaukee Health Department is like doing their job.
Number 4.
From WISN.com, the Milwaukee Health Department has yet shut down another restaurant in the 3rd Ward yesterday. The Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria on Water in Buffalo was closed at 2 o'clock yesterday. A reinspection was done today, and they reopened at 11 o'clock. The health department also closed the Wicked Hop last Thursday after several days of finding cockroaches in the food storage area and prep kitchen. Chris Adams, spokesperson for the Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria, gave this statement to WISN 12 News. Our restaurant is reopened today following a brief closure. On Monday, the health department inspection found several matters requiring temporary closure of our doors to address facility maintenance. We immediately worked those issues, worked to resolve those issues, and were approved this morning by the health department to reopen. We are already welcoming our guests back and appreciate the continued support of our community. So why was they closed? See, that's what I want to know. Wicked Hop had roaches. Just so get me that. Is there a food place anywhere that doesn't have roaches? And so which one do you have trouble with? The roaches or the spray that'll kill the roaches? It's kind of like, and I know you can use other things, the white stuff you can spread around, the powder. I don't know. Which one is worse? I know what's better. Don't open a food spot, and that way you don't have a problem.
Number 3.
The Deer District shooting victim has been identified. The shooting we talked about yesterday happened around 11:30 near Val Phillips and State Street. Medical examiner's office has identified Sharita Barber, 47, as the victim. Less than an hour before, she posted a Facebook Live video from the Boss Man D-Lo concert at the newly opened Landmark Credit Union Live venue. Investigators say Barber was shot multiple times after being involved in an altercation following a car accident. Milwaukee police have not released the motive. Gurmika, Barber's younger sister, said the loss has been devastating to her family. She said, "My literal one call, that's all, just trying to come to grips with it, just realizing that my sister is no longer going to be the matriarch, the glue." Video circulated online appears to show Barber involved in an altercation after the crash. Gurmika said, "My sister loved nice things, so once we saw the red Jag truck, we already knew that she was gone." She said her family is still searching for answers as police continue their investigation. She added, "I know what happened to my sister. All I do not know is who. This is not the first person to be killed over a fender bender, and it's not going to be the last person to be killed over a fender bender." This is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You can have no shock here. Is that another reason for me to be a snowbird? Well, if that's not good enough, I got another one.
Number 2.
From WISN 12, one of the 2 people who were shot on Monday, we talked about it at Aurora Sinai Hospital in Milwaukee, has died. Medical examiner's office has identified the victim today as 40-year-old Christopher M. Robinson Jr. He died later that evening at Freighter. Robinson was in the hospital waiting room when he was shot early Monday morning. The second person who was shot, a 38-year-old, is expected to survive. And WISN 12 has been in contact with Robinson's family, and they said he's an organ donor. Officers took a 38-year-old man into custody in connection with the shooting, and police booking records show he was in custody, initially accused of first-degree recklessly endangering safety, although that charge is likely to be upgraded. But there is some bright news.
Number 1.
From CBS 58, a Milwaukee man has been charged with the sexual assault and armed robbery of a Marquette University student. The assault happened on February 18th near 14th Street and Kilbourne Avenue. According to the criminal complaint, the 20-year-old victim says she was walking home around 1:40 a.m. and noticed the subject was following her, later identified as 34-year-old Tedrick Boone. The victims told investigators, per the complaint, Boone followed her into an alley, confronted her, and displayed a silver handgun. He reportedly told the victim, "If you say anything, I'm going to pull the trigger." According to the criminal complaint, Boone sexually assaulted the victim and then demanded her cell phone. The victim gave Boone her cell phone and reportedly saw another person in the distance and started screaming. Boone then fled the area. The victim returned to her residence, called 911, was transported to Aurora Sinai Medical Center where a sane examination is done. That's the sexual assault. The examination, according to the criminal complaint, her DNA was linked. His DNA was linked to the same kid. So on February 26th, authorities found Boone near a homeless shelter on 14th and Valete. Great work. He attempted to run away from police but was ultimately arrested. During an interview, Boone allegedly stated he had no idea why he was under arrest and never had any contact with any girls who attended Marquette. However, his phone search history showed, according to the complaint, he had searched Marquette student raped at least a dozen times. Boone has been charged with 1 count of first-degree sexual assault, 1 count of armed robberies, due in court March 3rd. That's today for initial appearance. Now, here's the part. This isn't the first time Boone's been charged with sexual assault. Boone was charged with 2 counts of 4th-degree sexual assault after authorities say he inappropriately touched women on 2 different occasions, once in 2018 and another in 2019, and hopefully he'll never get to do it again. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We'll check the talk and text line, the YouTube chat. And if you're interested in the music we play, you can always text Dr. Ken's Music, one word, DRKENSMUSIC, to 833-212-1017. That's the keyword. And you can get my music list, and you can link, and you can follow my music list that I play on Truth in the Afternoon on Spotify. When we come back, I got another hospitality/customer service story. This one about Educators Credit Union.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I travel all around the world, Dr. Ken, and when I tell you, based on my experiences, this is like the number one country that cares. Like, everything is about money. Yep. Everything.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
I've told people in the past, you have to be careful of what you complain about and what you use as a tool, because other people will take it and use it in the wrong way.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
This is your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update on the new 1017 The Truth.
The City Conference Boys Championship game did not disappoint last weekend. In the Gold Division title game, the two-time defending conference champs, the Milwaukee Juno Pioneers, went toe-to-toe with the Milwaukee Hamilton Wildcats. This game was a back-and-forth battle, but the Pioneers made the plays down the stretch to pull out a 76-72 win behind a great performance of Gonzaga recruit and junior player Dooney Johnson, who dropped 28 points in the victory. And in the Blue Division, the Golden Meyer Owls did what they have done all year long in conference play, is just win, as they defeated the Audubon Cardinals 87-79 behind a strong performance from their senior guard Caleb Colbert, clinching the Blue Division crown. And lastly, in the White Division, the Bayview Redcats left no doubt cruising past the Vincent Vikings 90-64 to win the White Division Conference Tournament.
This has been your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I love the exercise classes here at the Senior Center.
Me too. I'm trying to eat healthier too, but it's expensive these days.
I know, and that's why I used benefitscheckup.org. I learned I can get help paying for groceries.
Benefitscheckup.org?
Yes, benefitscheckup.org is a free service from the National Council on Aging.
For free? I'm going to benefitscheckup.org today.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. It is 18 minutes after the hour. 38 degrees, feels like 35. Low tonight is 26. Winds are from the east, northeast at 4 whole miles an hour. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, my ordeal So I look on my bank account, my Educators Credit Union account, and I see there's this charge, right? $2.33 or whatever it was, $23.30, whatever it was. And I look at it and I go, where'd that come from? And I'm looking at it and it has this thing on it and the wording on it. And I go to Amazon because it says from Amazon. I go to Amazon, I look up, and Amazon tells you if it comes from Amazon, this is how it looks. And here, if it comes from this place, it looks like this. If it comes from that place, it looks like that. If it's a refund, it looks like this. If it's a payment, it looks like that. But everywhere it comes from, whether it's a payment, ACH, debit card, credit card, whatever, this is how it looks. And they got about 7 or 8 different ways that you can just look at yours, look at them, and it tells, oh, okay, it did come from Amazon. It didn't look like it came from Amazon. I'm like, what is this? Oh, my God. And I panic, and I call Amazon. Amazon like, yo, player, yeah, that didn't come from us. I was like, wait, what? Amazon said, that didn't come from us. We don't know what you're talking about. That did not come from us. You might want to check your account. So you know what I did? I called Educators Credit Union, and they said, your wait will be 10,276,000 years. And I went, I'm not going to wait that long. So I did the beep. They call you back. About 20 minutes later, they call me back, and I talked to a young lady named Amanda. And I said, hey, Amanda, this is my issue. And she goes through, and she says, oh, if you don't want to stop that, you click this button, you go into your account and click this, and you can make a stop payment so nothing from that will ever come back to your account. And I was like, bet. Or you could just leave it. And I was like, huh? And we went back and forth, and she explained, these are the rules, and these are the policies, and here are your options of what you can do. You can stop payment. You can do this. You can wait. You can see if it happens again. You can do all these things. And I'm like, yeah, but I said, so is it true that if you could put money in my account, you could take money from my account? She said, well, yes. I think she said yes. I don't remember. Because by then I was like fuming. Like, what? Oh, I got to worry about this. And then you start thinking, do I have to change this card? Do I got to get a new account? Do I got to change this? I got to go in and stuff I pay with my account, HSA or the debit card. I got to go this. If you pay with a credit card, I got to change this. And I'm thinking of all the stuff I've done over the years with the same account that I got to change. And you're not going to remember them, so you got to wait till they tell you, hey, your payment wasn't made. And you go, oh, yeah, I got to update it. I went through all that stuff, and then I go, and then she looks at it and says, well, this is a deposit. And I was like, huh? She goes, yeah, this is a deposit. Oh. What do you mean it's a deposit? She said, no, they put money in your account. I was like, where would they put money? Why would I have money in my account? What is a... Make a long story short, she corrected me. She was like, you thought they took money out of your account? I was like, well, yeah. She said, no, they put money in your account. I said, well, the only thing, and I went through Amazon again, and it said, these are the reasons why you would get money put into your account from Amazon. And one of them was what? Royalties from book sales. And I went, oh. I said, but why was it like that? She said, it came from Luxembourg. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, evidently somebody sent you money from Luxembourg. And then I remembered I got a couple small books on Amazon, and somebody from Luxembourg bought the book. And I'm like, Luxembourg? She's like, yeah, somebody from Luxembourg bought the book. Then I felt dumb. And she was very nice. She was saying, oh, no problem. People ask those questions all the time. And went through it. I was like, wow. So I told her, thank you. And then I was about to hang up. And I said, well, wait. What's your name? She said, Amanda. I said, well, thank you. But just so you know, Amanda, I'm going to be talking about you on the radio this afternoon because you helped me a lot. And she walked, little old dumb me, through understanding. Well, first of all, doesn't have a minus on. Yeah, the money didn't come out. I was like, oh, okay. And so now, she showed me how to click it so that you can see all the transactions, and then you can see the deposits and the withdrawals. You can see where it came from. And I was like, and I kind of knew that, But then, now I felt stupid because I was I was all in my chest. Hey, taking my money. And I know she was probably thinking, and I can't think for her, and she never displayed this, but like, what an idiot. $2.33 are you? But if you could take $2.33, you could take $233 or $2,330 or $22,300. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't got it like that, but I'm just saying they could clean you out. And she was very professional. She was very nice. Kind of changed my thinking about customer service. That young folks actually, kind of got it going on. And I wasn't pleasantly surprised, but I think there's hope. She actually reignited my hope in customer service. Because American Airlines wasn't customer service this weekend. But she reignited my hope. But then again, every time I call Educators Credit Union, I've never had a negative person. Like, ever. Ever. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I want to go into something that I think we need in our community, and I want to know whether or not you think I'm just overreacting. But let me get back to this, because the talk and text line is kind of blowing up because they're trying to figure out. So, Crystal, what's going on with you? And she says every time she types something, it disappears. She said, it's so weird. I answered Dr. Ken 5 times, and they all disappeared. Quanda says somebody's probably hacking. That's what we talked about before. And Sincere say it ain't safe nowhere. Criminals are dumb. Curly Q said, well, if it involves educators, it's going to be a positive story. Yes, it was. Said when you publish the Nationwide, you get their royalty payments, and it's nice. Yeah, but I get the royalty. I didn't know I got. Anyway, Miles said that may be the former Mayor Barrett. Y'all silly. Should have a plus sign or negative sign. And then when I got to the end of the story, they go, I knew it. Oh, hush. But anyway, it was absolutely great. All of you all in the YouTube chat are correct. It was a great outcome, and she handled it masterfully. It was masterful. She was very patient. And in her brain, she's probably thinking, this is a boomer moment. And so I was like, but what it was, she probably looked and saw how long I had the account, and she was like, ooh, this account is older than me. So, but no, in all seriousness, she was absolutely phenomenal, and she did a great job, and she's to be commended. However, when we come back, I want to talk about how we stop bad behavior. And I have a few suggestions on how we stop bad behavior. Because bad behavior isn't just a first world problem. It's a second world problem. It's a third world problem. But they seem to handle it significantly better than we do. And so I have a couple suggestions, and you tell me if I'm wrong. You can tell me. That'll be my second poll question, because I got a question after that. But I think I have a couple ways to fix it. And I want you to tell me which one you would use in Milwaukee, in the black community, with all these kids and young adults just basically losing their minds. And now with the final truth traffic check of the day, here's Debbie Lazica.
Southbound on 43, we've got backups from Locust all the way down through the Marquette interchange. We got the northbound side backing up out of the Marquette up to Locust as well. So give yourself some extra time there. Westbound 94, we've got backups from just about 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is slowing down from the Zoo interchange all the way past 68th Street. And we've got a crash on 894 southbound right into the Hale interchange off on the right shoulder. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, patchy fog later on, a low of 30. Tomorrow, a chance for fog early, partly cloudy with a high of 45 at the lake, 54 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
The worst kind of whites, not that I'm picking on white folks, but you know how it goes, is the ones that think that they will lose something if this country becomes more fair and equal. I'm going to say that again. The worst kind of white people are the ones that think that if a black person gets a job and gets an opportunity and they ignore how hard the black person had to work and the racism, the bigotry, and the discrimination, and just how people turn their noses up at smart black people. They hate us. And the black person works really hard and overcomes maybe generational curses of poor health and poverty and all of those things. And we got to deal with the police and the criminal justice system that doesn't often have our backs. And then the black person gets a job, gets an opportunity, and a white person sees that and thinks that they lost. Those are the worst kind.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Hurricane damage can be devastating. If you've been impacted by a hurricane, the last thing you want is to be taken advantage of. Contractors who show up immediately following a disaster could be scammers looking to make a profit off your insurance claim. They make promises that sound too good to be true to convince you to sign a contract. Don't be victimized a second time. Listen to your gut, and don't be afraid to say no. If you suspect fraud, call 800-TEL-NICB, a public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Boston Celtics spoiled the return of Giannis Antetokounmpo with the Milwaukee Bucks losing 108-81 on Monday night. Antetokounmpo had 19 points with 11 rebounds in 25 minutes of action since getting injured in January. The Bucks are 8-7 during his absence. Milwaukee's lost their last 3 games, all by at least 23 points. Giannis on his minutes restriction.
Just gotta, trust the coach staff, trust the training staff, and slowly get back in the rhythm and get to where I want to be.
Next up for the Bucks, they host Atlanta on Wednesday night. Tomorrow, the Wisconsin Badgers play their final home game of the regular season as they invite Maryland to the Kohl Center. And the Horizon League tournament kicks off Wednesday as well with the number 8-seeded UWM Panthers taking on 3-seeded Detroit Mercy Titans at 6 p.m. You can hear that game right here on 1017 The Truth. This True Sports Update was brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Chance his girlfriend came across a needle and soon she did the same. At home there were 17-year-old boys and their idea of fun is being in a gang called the Disciples, high on crack, toting a machine gun.
I'm just playing an air guitar. Kyle looking at me like, what is wrong with him? He done lost his mind. 833-212. 1017 is the number. Remember, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a live show. You can download the app and check us out. Listen. You can get it at the App Store and the Google Play Store. And you can listen to us 24 hours a day on the Truth app, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Spotify. How do people come up with names for stuff? Anyway, so how do you stop bad behavior in the black community? So I got two choices that I think, and I want you to tell me. That's going to be my next poll question I'm at. Do we have a finals for the other poll question? Should I be a snowbird? Should I be a snowbird? What's the final? 64% said yes, 36%. Brr. Did I get that wrong? 64% said yes, 36% said no. I'm out of here. Anyway, 8332. Y'all said beat it. 833-212-1017 is the number. We have to do something. We have stopped disciplining our children, even to like put them in a corner. Don't give them no food for like 5 minutes. Spank the back of their hand. Puff their diaper. You know, we don't do nothing to our kids. Therefore, when a person raises their voice, we shoot them. What'd you say? Pow! Beat them up. Teacher talks back to the student, which is kind of weird. It's usually the student who talks back to the teacher. Now, when the teacher talks back to a student, the teacher's threatened. We have lost our way in the black community. Don't get mad that I'm bashing black community, because that's the community I'm part of, and that's the community I know. And that's the community I care about. I'm not mad that white people care about their community. I'm not mad that Irish and Catholic and Italian. I'm just going out there. I don't care. I'm talking about the black community. So I came up with two ways that I think, and I did some research, and I came up with two ways that I think will actually stop it. So there are two countries that do some stuff that I went, okay. So Saudi Arabia. Notice these are third world countries, and I think those third world countries will, do what they do. So let's talk a little bit about Saudi Arabia. They got religious law influences, behavior standards, right? For them, the Quran says this, or if you're Christian, the Bible says this. If you're Buddhist, Buddha says this, right? They got religious law influences your behavior standards. There's a family reputation. Matters heavily. Do not make the family name be bad. Do not. You'll be shamed. You'll be thrown out. Legal penalties can be severe depending on the offense. So the worse you do, the worse and more severe the penalty. The key factor is their social shaming, and family authority plays a major role in how your kids act. Have you ever heard of kids acting a fool in Saudi Arabia? No. And if you do, they never heard from them again. I'm teasing. But, they don't play that. Don't act a fool. Now, my other place we've heard of before, and Zach, you might be too young to remember this. Singapore. If you act a fool, you get judicial corporal punishment. You know what corporal punishment is? A spanking. You get physically hurt. They will cane you. You ever been hit with a cane? You get hit with a belt. You get hit with somebody's hand. You get spanked. I'm talking about a cane across your backside. You ready? They usually do it to males. They do it publicly. Zach, you were acting up today. Dr. Ken, you were acting up today. We're going to take you out into the middle of 3rd and Wisconsin. We're going to set up chairs. We're going to set up tables. People can stand by, and you're going to pull your pants down. You're going to bend over, and we're going to cane you. And the judge might say 5. 5 strokes. If it's severe, the judge might say 20. And you are held, and they cane you across your butt until you probably bleed. You think you'll make another mistake after that? I don't think so. On top of that, they got heavy fines and strong public order enforcement. You don't act a fool. You don't go screaming and hollering. You don't drive around and play loud music. You don't act a fool. You don't get publicly drunk. Because there's strong cultural emphasis on obedience and social harmony. What's the result? Low crime rates, but people argue the system is harsh. But what are you willing to do? See, that's the argument we had here. Oh, we're being too hard on those poor kids. And then what did they come up with? The idiocy of slave trauma. They've got trauma in 2026 because of slavery. I know they weren't alive during slavery, and their parents weren't alive, and their siblings weren't alive, and their grandparents weren't alive, and probably, if for the Generation Z, their great-grandparents weren't alive. But we're going to go with slave trauma. Because, we assign trauma to everything, and that's the reason why people do it, so therefore they should be let off. That's part of the issue, I think, in the black community, that we've let people off so much that they just think they can act a fool. And now they out of control. And so my poll question was going to be Singapore or Saudi Arabia. Because, but they kind of do both, right? Because I think in Saudi Arabia, in some instances, they might just kill you. Hey, dude, you got to go. Bye. Poof, gone. Yeah, we're going to shoot you 6 times in the middle of the street. Pow. Would you rather get shot or hit with a bow and arrow? I don't know. I think both of them hurt. So my question in the poll, should the U.S. follow these non-conventional ways of punishment for teens? Yes or no? You haven't thought about it? 833-212-1017. Is it time that we use non-conventional ways of punishment for teens? Because giving them a timeout ain't working. Get off social media. It ain't working. Telling them to stop. It's not working. What are we going to do? Should the U.S., United States of America, with the laws that we have right now, figure out some type of non-conventional way of punishment other than a timeout and your child will react better? That's when kids start acting a fool. You ain't got to beat them. You don't even need to use a belt. But maybe if you kind of puff their butt a couple times, that scared me as a kid. One puff, I was done. I didn't do nothing after that. Because it was just the fear of something. Well, your child shouldn't have any fear. That's the problem. The child don't fear anything now. Including dying. And that's exactly what's happening. Our children are dying. And we throw our arms up. I just don't understand. You understand. You let your child run wild, and your child went out, and now something bad happened. And now you want to blame everybody else and not looking in the mirror as a parent and saying, it's my fault. So I'm asking in the poll question, Kyle, should the U.S. follow non-conventional ways of punishment for teens today?
I don't know what that means. You ain't gonna get me caught up.
That means Singapore, where you cane them.
No.
Or heavy fines to the parents and the teens.
Why don't the parents just put belt to ass?
Well, because that is the same as caning. Like, really?
But you said caning from the government. It's a difference when I cane my kid versus somebody else caning my kid. I discipline mine.
Clearly, moms and dads aren't doing that because kids are out here acting a fool. So somebody got to do it.
I understand that because they led babies.
You do know if you don't punish your kid, the government punishes your kid.
Yeah, behind bars.
No, judicial corporal punishment. You get caned. Go stand in the middle of 3rd and Wisconsin, bend over, pull your pants down, you get 5 canes. Whack.
Pause.
I can't wait till you have kids and your kids just act a fool in public. And I'm going to be like, they're going to give you back. And all those words going to flow back into your mind. Oh, they're wonderful. They're this. And you're going to look at your kid and go, oh.
Based off my personality, based off my baby personality, we're going to have some good ones.
No, you're not.
Unless they go rogue.
All of them go rogue, just like you did. You really want me to?
We're going to have some sweethearts.
You're going to have some sweethearts when they get older, when they get some sense.
I mean, they might, if they do anything I did, then they'd be safe. They make some poor decisions, but they're blessed.
You have to be blessed because you're going to make bad decisions. But yeah, so 833-212-1017. I'm a purveyor of non-conventional ways of punishing teens. But it has to be a category type. Like it has to be, like if you do these things, you get caned. It has to be written into the statute. You can't just say, hey, you were out after curfew, you get caned in the middle. Like, nah, I don't think so. You were driving your car too fast. Nah, I don't think so. You beat up somebody and robbed them. That might be a caning. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. I mean, Miles said the infamous almighty belt. Well, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Crystal says sadistic. To discipline a child or to spank them? Well, if that's what you feel, okay. But at some point, how do you discipline a child? Because they're not going to, and I'm not talking about leaving scars and acting a fool and all that. I'm not talking about that. But that came from us not training parents the way we should. That came from us not training parents on emotional intelligence and how they think and how they feel, when to do stuff, when not to do stuff. If you feel a certain way, don't do it. If you're thinking a certain way, don't do certain things. Don't go certain places. Don't say that. We don't teach that anymore. Because the grandmother who's supposed to teach you, had bad stuff and was acting a fool and never taught their daughter or son, and now their grandchildren are acting a fool. And we've just have this cycle, I'm not going to call it a generational curse, but it's this cycle of stupidity. And at some point, we got to end it. At some point, we have to stand up and tell our kids, no. And for some reason, we won't. And so you get an option. You get to discipline your child in whatever way that you feel works to keep your child in line, although you don't want to, beat them and commit child abuse. Or your child's going to go to jail. They're going to go to prison, or they're going to be dead. Curly Q said, I was more scared of my mother's look. I didn't need a belt. Absolutely. But some people will scream, that's sadistic, that's mean, you shouldn't, you're making your child afraid of you. If my child going to be afraid of anybody, they should be afraid of me. Sincere, sir, there's one thing, Dr. Ken, our way of raising children is criticized and microscope, but look at them now. Look at how the new school millennium working. Yeah, they out there. There ain't nothing we can do. I think we should, but there's nothing we can do. Fawn said, my parents had 11 kids from 1966 to 1992 and only one bad apple. We all got whoopings, which is different from a spanking. Babies get spanked like teenagers get whooped. from them and all our aunts and uncles. I had 9 aunts, 7 uncles, not including grandparents. But that was when family cared and family surrounded you and you really couldn't move. Like if you moved to the left, you bumped into a family member. You moved to the right, you bumped into a family member. You step forward, you go back, you move. And then outside that, you had aunts and uncles. And then outside of that, you had community. You had neighbors, so you literally couldn't act a fool because you had something worse than cameras. You had neighbors. And said, but that's child abuse. Well, too bad. And spanking your child is not child abuse. You do understand that. The law in the state of Wisconsin says reasonable. The problem is your neighbor doesn't get to say what's reasonable. As long as your child doesn't have any permanent scars, well, they've got a red mark. That's what spanking does. Doesn't have to be hard. Doesn't have to be mean. But now you get other people that are knuckleheads who see you disciplining your child and want to call the police. They're beating their child. Well, no, they're not. You just don't like it. Mind your business. Because when you have parents that are actually taking care of their children, you should care. What we need to teach is, where's that line? How do you properly discipline a child? And here are the alternatives, and you get to choose it. You don't get to tell somebody, never lay a hand on your child no matter what they do. Because many times those children grow up to harm their parents. They harm other people. In most cases, absolutely not. Do you want to be the parent that finds out that you messed up? Or let's start teaching kids, children, young adults, and older adults how to deal and how to take care of their emotions, how to regulate their lives. Or it's going to actually get worse. Curly Q said, our police mandatory reporters. Yes, they are. But here's the kicker. If you didn't break the law and you discipline your children and you didn't break the law, it's reported, they write a report, and it's not going to go anywhere. Just because you call the police doesn't mean you're going to go to jail. Doesn't mean you broke the law. Somebody just called the police. They call the police, they come and they go. I had one where some kid was doing karate. The cool school said they showed up with welts and bruises. Oh, my God, they're being abused. And we got sent at 11 o'clock at night to wake this kid up out of bed. They had been in a taekwondo tournament, won first place. Well, we're still going to call. No, we're not. We're not calling like Child Protective Services. We're not. But if you want us to, we will. And we call Child Protective Services. They looked like I was stupid. Like, wait. So you got all this evidence that they literally, and video, that they were in a taekwondo tournament. Why'd you call us? I said, well, because my boss, knucklehead that he was, said call.
The Horizon League Conference Tournament has arrived, and it is win or go home. On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers head to Michigan to take on the Detroit Mercy Titans in the first round of their conference tournament.
Panthers with another takeaway. Aguilar with numbers left to right. Stevie Elam steps into a three and buries it.
Scott Warris has the coverage Wednesday starting at 5:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock. This is your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update on the new 101.7 The Truth.
The City Conference Boys Championship game did not disappoint last weekend. In the Gold Division title game, the two-time defending conference champs, the Milwaukee Juno Pioneers, went toe-to-toe with the Milwaukee Hamilton Wildcats. This game was a back-and-forth battle, but the Pioneers made the plays down the stretch to pull out a 76-72 win behind a great performance of Gonzaga recruit and junior player Dooney Johnson, who dropped 28 points in the victory. And in the Blue Division, the Golden Meyer Owls did what they have done all year long in conference play, is just win, as they defeated the Audubon Cardinals 87-79 behind a strong performance from their senior guard Caleb Colbert, clinching the Blue Division crown. And lastly, in the White Division, the Bayview Redcats left no doubt cruising past the Vincent Vikings 90-64 to win the White Division Conference Tournament.
This has been your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Gruber Law Offices, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Call us today if you've been injured. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. One call, That's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
It's been a long day. It really hasn't, because these 2 hours went too fast. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I want to say thank you. My poll results, they said I need to leave and go to Snowbird. And currently, should the U.S. follow non-conventional ways of punishing teens, 67% said yes and 33% said no. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show's coming up next. Not Tori Lowe. Who's coming up next? Erica's coming up next. Coach Erica. I forgot today was Tuesday. I keep thinking today is Monday. Y'all see I'm still tired coming from Miami because I had a ball in Miami. But anyway, God bless. Take care. I want to say thank you to everybody on the Talk and Text line. Again, if you want my music from Spotify, want to get the playlist and follow it, Dr. Ken's Music, just text it one word to 833-212-1017. That's the keyword, and you'll get it. Have a great evening. Take care. Curly Q. Curly Q said, only 6 people voted. That's because y'all didn't want to put yourself out there. That's all right. So I guess if you're a keyboard warrior, you could be a keyboard wimp too. Ooh. Hey, God bless. Take care. Thank you, DJ Brother Z. I'm out.
Be quiet.